For decades, coffee imports entered the United States largely duty-free, but now some of America's top trading partners are facing double-digit tariffs on their imports, including coffee. It's straining an industry that provides more than 1 million jobs in the US, and it's poised to strain prices too. That's true of Brazil, the largest supplier of coffee to the United States. Its exports now face a 50% tariff into America.
Your morning coffee just got a new label, luxury. That $9 bag creeping past $11 isn't a random store markup, it's the sound of tariffs landing on Brazilian imports. The same beans that powered your workday now carry a hidden tax that's working through every checkout lane. By the time shoppers realize why their total jumped, it's too late. We'll unpack how the U.S. Brazil trade fight turned your caffeine fix into a premium purchase, and what small switches can keep your mornings fueled without draining your budget.
Longo's Puerto Rico importing company has been a staple on New York City's Bleecker Street since 1907. A bestseller is Cafe Blend. It's reliant on Brazilian beans.
This is a bag of 50 pounds of Brazilian French roast. It would have been $147.50 before the tariff and $359.50 after the tariff.
They're now subject to a 50% import tax thanks to President Trump's tariffs.
The amount of the tariff is so large that it's going to really affect the price of the coffee.
Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Your morning cup didn't just get pricier, it got political. What looks like a harmless uptick in your favorite roast is actually a snapshot of trade policy at work. Coffee has always been more than caffeine. It's the quiet fuel in most households, the ritual that bridges waking up and facing the day. Now that same habit doubles as a line item in a global economic standoff. When the US slapped tariffs on key imports from Brazil, one of our main coffee suppliers, the ripple didn't stop at customs. Those fees inflated the wholesale price before the beans even left port. By the time they reached American warehouses, roasters were already paying more just to keep their shelves stocked. Retailers didn't have to send out press releases or hike prices overnight. They inched them up bag by bag until your usual $9 blend quietly crossed the $11 mark.
Coffee isn't really grown in the US. Thanks. It can't be. It's a tropical fruit that grows along a narrow strip of land around the equator. The stakes were high before tariffs were even announced. Back in February, the global price of Arabica coffee hit its highest point on record.
Horribly stressed. It keeps me up at night because you have to try to figure out a way to manage your cash flow to anticipate what's coming.
Most shoppers blamed stores for squeezing extra profit or assumed shipping delays were responsible. In reality, the trigger sat buried in trade documents thousands of miles away. Every link in the chain, import, roast, package, and stock, added a few cents to stay afloat. Stack those cents across millions of bags, and you get an invisible tax baked into your morning routine. This shift hits hardest where coffee used to be the one affordable indulgence. Parents doing the early commute, teachers nursing thermoses between classes, workers grabbing a to-go cup, it's everyone's tiny luxury turned budget alert. Analysts tracing the data noticed a clear rhythm: when tariff enforcement lagged, prices steadied; when enforcement caught up, they spiked again.
So for instance, if we're selling coffee for $15.99 and there's a 50% tariff, that coffee is going to go up another $8. That's going to be in the 20s. That's crazy.
More production at home will mean stronger competition and lower prices for consumers.
That's going to kill the market for Brazilian coffee, which is, I guess, the purpose. They want to punish Brazil for whatever reason, so they're putting a draconian tariff on it.
President Trump is remaking the global trade world order through tariffs, charging importers like Peter a fee to bring products in from other countries.
So that extra $2 isn't random greed, it's a structural reset. Coffee is no longer immune to the politics of import costs, and that change isn't fading with the next sales cycle. It's a permanent adjustment, the kind that forces you to rethink your grocery list. And coffee's just the first sign, other aisle staples are caught in the same current. What started with coffee didn't stop there. Open your fridge and pantry, and you'll see the same fingerprints. The August 2025 price wave moved through the supermarket like a hidden surcharge, reshaping your cart item by item. The same trade friction that spiked coffee costs also pushed breakfast and dinner staples into premium territory. Orange juice used to be a throw-in for the week, now a carton costs enough to make you think twice. A 15% leap in just 2 weeks hit both concentrated and fresh juices, all traced back to Brazil's orange supply burdened by new tariffs. Beef followed close behind. Those canned chilies and frozen burger patties that kept dinner simple suddenly jumped in price after U.S. duties landed on Brazilian beef. For families watching every dollar, it was like finding a hidden toll on every portion of protein. Even the health aisle wasn't safe. Acai, once billed as an accessible superfood, became an upscale item practically overnight as frozen packs and smoothie bowls climbed several dollars each. Soybean oil crept upward too, quietly working its way into salad dressings, muffins, and frozen meals until half the pantry carried the cost. And then there were the cans. Prices climbed not because of beans or tomatoes, but because the metal itself, aluminum and tin coming from Brazil, was suddenly more expensive to import. You ended up paying extra for the container before even tasting what was inside. The effect didn't stop with the shelf goods. Fertilizer tariffs pushed produce prices higher, lettuce and potatoes cost more despite still growing in dirt. Researchers tracked a cascade, raw materials to packaging, packaging to checkout. Each step amplified the one before it, turning essentials into near luxuries. Once you connect those dots, the pattern is clear. Your grocery total isn't only about inflation, it's about tariffs quietly reshaping daily life. And the real advantage comes when you start spotting where those price leaks begin. Coffee's price surge is the clearest clue that everyday comfort items are turning into tariff casualties. Those import fees didn't just touch specialty blends, they reshaped how staples are priced and how you'll budget from now on. The fix isn't giving up your morning brew, it's reading unit prices, watching where products come from, and noticing small shifts before they land on your receipt. The smartest shoppers now treat origin labels like price forecasts. Awareness beats outrage every time. Like and subscribe to help us keep the spotlight on the food industry's best-kept secrets before they reach your cart.